your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator.
Introducing Bark in the Belly Premium Dog Food. 100% of profits go to help dogs in need.
Over 30% of adults struggle with chronic foot and joint pain, and many face mobility limitations as they age. But a revolutionary Comfort First slipper has taken the wellness world by storm. Try Cloud Slides and feel you are walking on the clouds. Cloud Slides.
Welcome in. It's the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stuart. New name, same great Boston sports content. 5 days a week on YouTube, live at noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. I'm your host, Cam Stuart. Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air as he does 5 days a week, every week that we are here. We are talking all kinds of Patriots today. 4 wins in a row. Are they the best team in the AFC? Plus, we'll have Mike Debate coming on his Monday hit, breaking down everything that happened in the Patriots blowout win over the Titans yesterday and whether that is sustainable going forward. I'll tell you what's sustainable in Boston sports, and that's this whole Boston Bruins losing thing. 4 straight they have lost. It's funny. Patriots won 4 in a row. Bruins have lost 4 in a row. Are they back in the tanking conversation for Gavin McKenna? All that and more is coming up on this episode of the Wicked Boston Show. It's not just Boston. It's Wicked Boston. And of course, the talk around Boston this week is the Patriots again. 4 wins in a row for your New England Patriots. The first time they've done that since 2021. The first time, this is a greatly worded stat, the first time since the merger that they have won 3 road games in 3 consecutive weeks. Okay? How about that? So no bye week in there, no 1 home game mixed in there. You went on the road 3 weeks in a row and won all 3 of them. The Patriots have not done that since at least the NFL-AFL merger in 1970. This team is hot. Are they the best team in the AFC? The conference is wide open. And they certainly have one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the AFC because they have one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the National Football League. And he showed you again yesterday. Drake May just painting masterpiece after masterpiece, week after week. 21 of 23 for 222, 2 touchdowns, no picks, a 91% completion percentage in this game. This is a guy who had all kinds of problems going into last year and some in this year. Remember, he didn't look good in some of those joint practices. We were kind of worried about it. Preseason games didn't look any better. Worried about the kid's accuracy, trying to force the ball. No such problem. Is there a more comfortable quarterback in the league right now than Drake May? I get it. Has he been facing the stiffest competition the last 2 weeks? He has not. The Saints and the Titans. But he looked pretty friggin' comfortable against the Bills as well, by the way, on the road, in prime time, on national television. That is what has impressed me the most about Drake May, is it makes it feel like, when you watch him every week, it feels like he's in his 5th year in the league. And he's just completed his first full season. This is like his 19th game as a starter in the NFL. But he is so damn comfortable. This was a guy who had all kinds of fundamental issues coming out of college. You know, the big arm. Is he going to try and force the throws too much? It's kind of the same things we heard about Josh Allen. And it took Josh Allen 4 or 5 years to get over that. And now look where he is. He's one of the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in the league, year in, year out at this point. Drake May has kind of figured that out in year 2. Year 2. And again, you could say what you want about the opponents, but the kid's playing who's in front of him, and it's the NFL, and this is the early days of year number 2, and he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. At one point, it was 14 straight completions yesterday. Just cool, calm, collected, no problem. And it's the different kinds of throws too, man. I mean, obviously, he's one of, if not the best deep ball thrower in the NFL right now. I don't think anybody has a better completion percentage 20 yards down the field than Drake May. So it's not even just that. But remember the play against the Bills, that 2-minute drive. Everyone remembers the one where he's kind of facing the ground. He's being thrown down. He gets the pass away. But he also has this great, perfectly placed pass on the sideline to Kayshon Boutte in zone coverage before the safety gets over and after the corners abandoned him. It's absolutely dropped in the bucket. He had another one yesterday where he's actually rolling to his right just a little bit and he throws to his left, and it's an absolute loop, like just an eephus pitch. You know, like a little slow curveball coming in, and it's right there for Stephon Diggs. It's right in front of him. Linebacker who's in zone coverage can't get over there. Receiver's already in front of his corner. It's hanging up there all day, but only Stephon Diggs can go and get it. What this kid is doing week in, week out should have everyone excited in New England. It should have every kid playing football for Pop Warner this year trying to get number 10. It should have this absolute bank run on number 10 Patriots jerseys come Christmas time. This is your future, man. It's happening right in front of us. You have every reason to be excited. And I know we don't compare people to Tom Brady. We're not supposed to do that, but it's really the only great quarterback we have seen develop in the last 25 years. And that's a testament to the Patriots because you have Bledsoe and Brady, and then you didn't see another quarterback develop until right now. But this is reason to be excited, man. And speaking of number 12, how about what Drake May did yesterday? This is an awesome cherry-picked stat, but he has tied Tom Brady's 2007 season. You might remember it. For the most games of 200 plus passing yards, a 135 passer rating, and 2 passing touchdowns. He's done that 4 times this year. And I get it. Cherry-pick stats. A lot of people don't like passer rating. But anytime you are equaling a Tom Brady stat, that is incredible. Anytime you're equaling a Tom Brady 2007 stat, that is beyond special. And those are pretty good numbers, right? 200, 135 pass rating, and a couple of passing touchdowns. He's done that 4 times in 7 games. I'm guessing it's a regular season stat. Tom Brady played 16 to get there, to get to 4. Drake May's done it in 7. And not only was it a 4-game winning streak, but it's win number 5 on the season, a threshold you have not hit in 3 years. The last 2 seasons, they haven't been able to get over 4 wins in 17 games. They've got over 4 in 7 games. And he is very, very firmly in the MVP conversation. Another week of Drake May improving his MVP stock. DraftKings, a proud sponsor of this show, had him opening at plus 4,500 at the beginning of the season. He is now plus 1,400. Go win yourself some money. Put some money down on Drake May winning the MVP of this league. Because the numbers are already there, right? Completion percentage, 75%. He's second in the league. 1,700 yards, a 12-2 touchdown to interception ratio, and that's just obviously on passing touchdowns. You can add a couple more rushing touchdowns as well. You can add 60 more yards on the ground yesterday. You can add the fact that the Patriots, even though they had their season high in rushing yesterday, are still a bottom 6 or 8 running team in the league, depending on what metric you're going on. This offensive line is better. Will Campbell's been terrific, but it's not a great unit. Stephon Diggs is having a good year, sure, but the rest of the receivers, the pass catchers, are Kayshon Boutte, Pop Douglas, and Hunter Henry. It's not like you've greatly upgraded in that category either. So you've got a team that has been a top 5 pick each of the last 2 seasons, genuinely been one of the worst teams in the NFL and one of the worst offenses in the NFL in the last 2 years. They have made marginal increases, and yet the quarterback is among one of the best in the league, and they can't lose right now. When you're talking about value, MVP, most valuable player, Drake May fits that mold 100%. 100%. And it was nice that they got a bounce-back game on the ground because Tennessee's terrible in their ground defense, but the Patriots took advantage of it. Some of us went into DraftKings and had Ramondre Stevenson 90-plus yards, and he had 74 in the first half, and he finished with friggin' 88. But still, a promising run performance from your New England Patriots. What I did get concerned by, though, is the defense. Cam, they won 31-13, and you're concerned about the defense? Really? Give up 13 points. That's going to win you a lot of NFL games. I know that. But you look at the last 2 weeks, man. Last 2 weeks. Each game, they have allowed the quarterback to complete 70% of his passes and have a 90-plus passer rating. That also happened against Buffalo, but I'm not counting that because Josh Allen's great. That's going to happen. But this defense in back-to-back weeks have allowed a quarterback to complete 70% of his passes and have a 90-plus passer rating. And those quarterbacks were Spencer Rattler and Cam Ward. Those are not going to be guys you're seeing in January. Okay? That's not the case. Cam Ward, man. Cam Ward didn't even have a passer rating over 82 before this game, nor had he completed 70% of his passes. He did those both against the Patriots for the first time. Spencer Rattler had a passer rating over 100 against them. And Cam Ward gives them a touchdown by just throwing the ball backwards, like the Benny Hill music, just throwing it backwards. That leads to a touchdown and a turnover for the New England Patriots. That looks pretty good. But I mean, talk about an unforced turnover. That's it right there. The way they played yesterday or the week before against New Orleans on the defensive side of the ball, is that going to work against Baker Mayfield? in a couple of weeks? Is that going to work against Joe Burrow if he's back in time for that Cincinnati game? Shoot, is it going to work against Joe Flacco if Joe Burrow isn't back? Is it going to work against Lamar Jackson? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's what does give me some cause for concern. The overall numbers for the Patriots defense is going to look good. But from the eye test, from what we've been seeing, there's still some work to be done. And I did not think 7 games into the season that I would say, man, I'm feeling a lot more confident about the Patriots offense than I am about the Patriots defense. Not the way that they built this team in free agency this year. I didn't think that would be the case. But bottom line is, twice in the last 3 weeks, you've won games solely based on the fact that you have a better quarterback. Like, you won that game in New Orleans because Drake May is a top 5 quarterback right now. You know, you won that game in Buffalo because Drake May was awesome down the stretch. This defense, I just still have some minor concerns about. Some minor concerns. And it's not going to manifest itself when we see them play Tennessee, New Orleans, and Cleveland necessarily. Because if this defense gives up 6 points to Cleveland next week, you know what we're going to be saying? Oh, well, they were playing Cleveland. They were playing Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders, whomever's going to throw the football for them. You know, that's what we're going to be saying. So you can't really find it out until they play Baker Mayfield and the Bucs in a couple of weeks. And so it brings us back to our original question. Are the Patriots the best team in the AFC right now? No, but they're pretty damn close. Okay? They're pretty damn close. Kansas City is clearly finding their footing. They are the top dog until someone knocks them off. We're going off of power rankings. We're going off of form right now. And a couple of weeks ago, you wouldn't have had the Chiefs as the best team in the AFC, but the Chiefs have found their way again. And last week, yesterday, they took on that Raiders team that you gave up, 5 explosive plays to back in week 1, plays of 20-plus yards. Not the case for this Kansas City defense. They gave up 3 first downs, 95 yards of offense, and the Raiders had the ball for less than 18 minutes. And they didn't convert a single third down the whole game. That's the best team in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They are the best team. And they do have the most accomplished quarterback. They were 30-3 in first downs against Vegas yesterday. The Patriots aren't pulling that off anytime soon. But they are damn close. They might be the second best team in the AFC. Denver has looked very beatable the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Buffalo has slipped up. I think they're still a better overall team than the Patriots are. But the Patriots are not as far away as people think of being one of the best teams in this conference. And they've still got more money than anybody to play with going into the offseason. So if you're a fan of any other team, yeah, you should be afraid. This thing could be right back on track. After 5 years in the wilderness, this thing could be back somewhat on track. I mean, 6 Super Bowls in 20 years is probably not happening again, but somewhat on track, being one of the best teams in the league. But let me know what you think. Are they the best team in the AFC? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's now called The Wicked Boston Show because it's not just Boston, it's Wicked Boston, man. And it is your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio. I'm Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. Coming up next, we're going to cover this Patriots win from even more angles, and the only guy to do it is Mike Debate of Sports Illustrated. Comes with us every Monday. We're going to break down this Patriots blowout win over the Titans and what it means for the short-term, long-term future of their schedule. Can they be one of those home field playoff teams come January? Let's talk about it with Mike next after this quick break on the Wicked Boston Show.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Polo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better. and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
But boy, it looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. us.muc-off.com.
The U-Like Air 3, launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ULIKE.com. U-Like.
Back here on the newly minted Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. I'm Cam Stewart. Your host, Zach Burke, keeps this on the air 5 days a week, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. We're talking Patriots because the Patriots make it 4 wins in a row for the first time since 2021. They now sit at 5-2 atop the AFC East, and some are wondering if they're the best team in the AFC after knocking off the Titans in Nashville 31-13 in a big-time Mike Vrabel revenge game. Here's a Mike who needs no revenge. Mike Debate of SI covering the Patriots, joining us every Monday to break down this Patriots win. And Mike, I've heard all week from Tennessee people about Mike Vrabel coaching down to competition and losing games that he was supposed to be winning. But those nights in Buffalo, like we had a couple weeks ago, like he wins those. He wins when he's not supposed to. He loses when he's not supposed to. And so I got a little worried going into this game. Patriots win it by 18 points. Never really in doubt. Does that still impress you, or are we past the point of needing to be impressed against lesser opponents?
Yeah, I was going to say, you heard it. You know who else heard it? Mike Vrabel heard it. The people in that locker room heard it, and they were waiting for it all week long. And look, I got to give Michael a whole lot of credit. All week long, he did not take the bait. He did not feed into the narrative of trying to give the Tennessee Titans bulletin board material or get on any type of a page that would lead his team away from where they needed to be, which was focused on a Titans team that they proved in the first quarter, if they're playing at their level and they catch this team, meaning the Patriots, off guard, they can make things happen and put you on your heels pretty quickly. So Mike Vrabel knew that with a new coach coming in and with a little bit more optimism in the air in Nashville, his team needed to buckle down. They needed to be very much focused, and they needed to be determined to keep the Tennessee Titans at bay. And you saw that through the last 3 quarters. But yeah, when it comes to Vrabel and it comes to how this team is playing, I don't think you can be surprised anymore. This is now the new normal for the New England Patriots. They're beating teams that they should. They're beating teams that they shouldn't, if you want to make that argument, but they're doing it in a consistent manner with a confidence that we haven't seen in Foxborough in quite some time. Coaching staff deserves a lot of credit for that. Drake May deserves a lot of credit for that. But let's credit all 53 guys in that locker room, because they're all buying into that one band, one sound type of comment that I made, and I dated myself when I said that earlier this week for Sports Illustrated. But yeah, throw in a little inner drum line. I don't care. That's how this team is playing. They're playing all for one and one for all, and it's a great thing to see in New England.
Yeah, and obviously we saw this for years and years, and we're kind of getting back into this mentality of, they beat a crap team, right? Like for the last 5 years, we haven't really been in a position to start saying that. We're like, hey, we'll take the wins, right? But for years, it was like, okay, well, you don't learn much about your team in a positive sense when you beat a team that you're much better than. That's always how it was for the Patriots. And that's kind of the case this week. You beat a team that you're much better than. You won by 18 points on the road, which is not an easy thing to do in the NFL. So all that said, what impressed you the most about this Patriots performance yesterday?
Well, I think you have to begin with Drake May. I mean, really, with regard to what this kid is doing in his second year as a pro-level quarterback, to come in and to break a revered record throughout this area in terms of completion percentage for a single game, Tom Brady, 88.5, did it a few years ago against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Drake May says, I'll see that 88.5% and I'll raise you 91.3%. Tremendous. He was 21 of 23. At one point, completed 16 straight passes without a miss. That is top 10 level quarterback play. That's top 5 level quarterback play, really, in this league right now. And he's doing it at a consistent level. So now he's raised the bar. This is not just about him taking that next level leap or having that sophomore boost to his freshman year. He's an elite quarterback now in this league, and he's going to be expected to perform at that level each and every week. So Drake knows that, but he's also taking it with a grain of salt. We heard him say post-game yesterday, I feel like I left a lot out there. There's still a lot that we haven't done yet. It's that hunger to consistently get better and continuously improve that really has impressed me the most about Drake May. Came into this game, a lot of people were questioning whether or not he could be the single high safety looks or the cover 3 that he saw last year from the Tennessee Titans that gave him some problems. He says, you know what, no problem. I'm going to maximize my yardage gains on early downs. I'm going to use the intermediate areas of the field. I'll take a deep shot when it's available, a la the 39-yard strike to Kayshon Boutte to end the half. But and I wrote about this for Sports Illustrated earlier today, Drake May is gaining a greater understanding of the when and the how to use all of his talents all over the gridiron with each passing week. And that's something that should keep opposing defensive coordinators up at night, because this kid hasn't even hit his stride yet. He's already playing at a high level.
And that goes right into kind of the thought I'm having watching him yesterday of like, he looks like a guy who's in his 4th or 5th year in the league. Like it looks like everything is coming so much more easily to him this year than last year, or even the first couple of games of this year. And I'm guessing a lot of the credit for that has to go to Josh McDaniels, obviously new coordinator coming in and simplifying things. But you said it, like he knows when to use guys. He's great in 2-minute drills now that he doesn't turn the ball over. Whenever the pass goes in the air and it's being floated, and you're like, oh, no. It's actually in the perfect spot.
Right.
Like it does it feel like for your standpoint, because you're watching it a lot more closely, does it feel like the game is just coming easier to him at this point?
Yeah, I think the industrial term that we all use a lot of times, and you'll hear it, on numerous broadcasts, the game's slowing down for Drake.
Yeah,
It's
becoming
exactly right, and that's exactly what it means. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's watching the game in slow motion. Don't take that literally, folks. But what it means is he's seeing the entire field. He understands where players are going to be. He's reading defenses at a level that really is amazing for someone with his experience level. Don't forget, he didn't start the full season last year, did yield a few games to Jacoby Brissett. So at this point, he's still kind of finding himself as an NFL quarterback, but he's doing it with a maturity and a level that's beyond his years. And once again, we talked about this several weeks now. It comes back to the tutelage he's getting under Josh McDaniels, and it really comes back to the confidence that Mike Vrabel is showing these guys. He's letting them believe that they can do it. And they're allowing the players to play to their strengths and not necessarily focus on every negative. I think for a few years here in New England, the negatives became the sole focus. And a lot of these players felt like they were in quicksand, like they couldn't move. They'd make a mistake. And instead of rebounding from it, they'd make another and another and another. You're not seeing that this year. Credit Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff for keeping players focused on the positive, and it's meant all the difference, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but on defense too.
And obviously, big question going into this year was whether Drake May could make that second-year leap, and I think those questions got louder with kind of the preseason. It was up and down for Drake, and it wasn't particularly great in the preseason games. Obviously, joint practices are what the coaches are really taking into account. And that was a bit up and down, and so we were like, is this going to happen? Obviously, big check mark so far. Big check mark in terms of Drake making that second-year leap. But what I'm curious is about the rest of that offense. There's still some holes there. It's still not elite all the way around, but it looks elite when Drake May is leading it. So my question is this: how much is Drake May covering up right now for this Patriots offense?
That's a good question. He's covering up a little bit. There's no question about it.
Seal. Yeah.
The offensive line continues to be much better than they were last year, and I want to give a lot of credit to that line who's really put in the work to do their job. Will Campbell and Jared Wilson. I know Jared had a tough game yesterday, but these guys have been putting up a lot of fronts, I think, at this point to try to help themselves get better And I believe that they are much better than they were last year. Morgan Moses and Michael Wayne, I thought were very good yesterday as well. And Garrett Bradbury continues to be a steady man in the middle, but you still would like to see better run blocking when it comes to facilitating the running game. Obviously, with Jared yesterday, you're getting some rookie growing pains, and he's going to go through that. You have to anticipate that and realize that there are guys on the bench there that can help and fill in on the left side when he may be struggling a little bit. Try to give this kid a little bit of a breather. Let him know that you're not benching him. You're giving him the opportunity to sit back and learn and then go back in and apply what he's learned. And that's the message that Doug Marrone and Mike Vrabel have done a great job in filling these guys with. If we put you on the bench, it's not that you're being relegated to the gulag. We're giving you an opportunity to see what needs to be done and then go put it into practice. So that may be a little bit what Drake May is covering up for. On the pass catching front, yeah, I mean, would I like to see another elite pass catcher in this unit? Yeah, I'd love to. There's no question about it. I think everyone would. But when you've got a guy like Stephon Diggs, who led the Patriots yesterday in catches and in receiving yards, didn't get a touchdown. But what he does is he gives you that veteran presence to move the ball forward. Kayshon Boutte is playing at a higher level that I could ever expect from this kid, and it's really faith rewarded. I remember scouting him when he was a receiver at LSU and watching the little bit of a drop-off that he had, seeing him come in and understand his shortcomings, understand what he needed to learn as a pro-level quarterback and put it into action. I called it the call of Boutte yesterday, and I think it's exactly what the Patriots want to heed. Yeah, I'd love to get that going as a hashtag. I mean,
yeah,
I can't control social media, but I think it would really be. I think it could really take off in Foxborough. But bottom line, he's playing at a high level. And then when you need catches, big time plays, Demario Douglas is starting to deliver. Mac Hollins is delivering. So Kyle Williams is still waiting in the wings, and I think he can be a big time playmaker. And we've yet to unleash the electricity that is Travion Henderson. Yeah, I mean, Drake May is covering up for some, but he's got a capable group of players around him that can help make things happen. When they catch up to where Drake is, it's going to be a real tough offense to stop.
That's a great point, Mike. This is why we bring you here, because I'm clearly looking at the negative of the stuff in a positive light, right? Of Drake May covering up some wounds here. But you're right. Like, there is still more to be seen. Obviously, I think the one knock that some Patriots fans, a lot of Patriots fans, I would say, would have on Mike Vrabel, it's kind of like Sinatra, regrets too few to mention, but like, Travion Henderson, we'd love to see some more of him. And we know that Mike doesn't do a lot of, he obviously defers to the veteran guys a lot more. We saw that in Tennessee with some of the young guys he drafted, but it's a great way of looking at it. I do want to switch gears to the defense because we have talked Drake May all season long, and we should. He's an MVP candidate. He's the best player on this team. But kind of lost in that fold as Drake May gets all the highlights is they have got a foundational piece on their defense too. How good is Christian Gonzalez?
I can't say enough good things about Christian. I really and truly can't. He's transformed this pass catching, or I should say this pass defense group, and really provides that type of corner that other opposing quarterbacks are simply just not throwing to, because they know how great he can be and they know that he can come away with the football. You throw in Christian Gonzalez's direction, he's going to come down with it probably 50% of the time. All right, maybe I'm being a little bit too overzealous there, but bottom line, I have that much confidence in the kid. His ability to read the quarterback, you watch Christian Gonzalez out on the field whenever you have the opportunity to do so. And the All-22 and the coaches' film don't do enough justice for this. You can't really get a sense of Christian Gonzalez eye contact with the quarterback. Never takes his eyes off of him. He constantly keeps a lock on what the quarterback is doing. That allows him to read the ball coming off of his hand, and that puts him in position to be able to make plays. And the fact that he is athletic as he is, to be able to stay in lockstep with a lot of his prey or his opponents, his pass catchers, his opposing pass catchers, it allows him to be able to make plays whenever he needs to. So the fact that you have someone there that opposing offenses want to avoid, that really does elevate your secondary to another level. And you are seeing guys answer that call. You're seeing guys like Carlton Davis and Marcus Jones, who I think is playing at as high a level as you possibly could imagine from that kid. He's really doing a great job in trying to keep everything afloat as much as he possibly can from the slot and playing a little bit of perimeter while some of these guys are banged up. But Gonzalez is the key there. and you watch him play and you watch what he does and how this secondary has gotten better since he's come back. Yeah, it really is. It's a night and day type of scenario, and he's still finding his way back from injury. That secondary has a way to go in terms of even improved. So as impressive as they've been with Gonzalez back in the lineup, there's still another level that they haven't reached yet.
And you said it, the guys on the opposite side have been playing really well too. And that's why you bring in Carlton Davis. I would kill for someone like a Logan Ryan on that side though. Like just, or a Diggs down in Dallas, right? Like just those ball hawk guys, who are just going to give you some space because they know you're not going to the other side. I mean, man, Logan Ryan, he should have been cutting a piece of the paycheck when he got it from Tennessee. He should have been cutting a piece of it to Aqib Talib and Darrelle Revis because that certainly helped quite a bit. Looking at this defense as a whole is where I kind of want to close this thing out. It's tough to be too critical of a game where they gave up 13 points, forced 2 turnovers. They have a touchdown on defense, but it was a little shaky there early on in terms of the yards allowed, which is what we saw against New Orleans as well. This is back-to-back weeks that you've allowed a quarterback to go over 70% completion percentage and go over 90% or a score of 90 on the passer rating. And those 2 quarterbacks were Spencer Rattler and Cam Ward. We know there's going to be an easy schedule throughout the rest of the season, but you do have Lamar Jackson. You do have Josh Allen again. You do potentially maybe Joe Burrow, but probably not. That would be a little way ahead of schedule at this point. So Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Is that a cause for concern for you as we look towards the back end of this schedule?
It can be, because each of the teams that you mentioned are capable of making plays. And look, I just spent a few minutes heaping praise on the secondary. If there's one thing that I'd love to see shored up a little bit, especially when it comes to the quarterback, is them tighten up their man coverage a little bit. You saw the Patriots struggle yesterday, and receivers like DK and Van Jefferson getting a chance to beat them and beat them easily in that first quarter. You really want to see them tighten that up a little bit. When they switched to zone coverage in the final 2 quarters, Patriots did not allow a point. Now, some of that is soft zone because they're playing to prevent any type of, them getting back into the game or protecting the lead.
Sure.
But at the same time, you'd like to see that man coverage be a little bit tighter when they, face some of these quarterbacks and some of these teams down the stretch. But the one thing that I keep coming back to with the Patriots is their ability to see what they've done wrong and then apply it on the field and be able to be better next week. I look for them against Cleveland this week to be better in that regard. I think that's going to be a huge focus for Mike Vrabel and wanting him to be and wanting his team to be a little bit better. And I think you'll see him and Zach Core kind of come together, develop some structure in that secondary, and try to make them a little bit better when it comes to man coverage right out of the gate. When it comes to pursuing the passer, I thought the Patriots had a pretty decent game. I don't think it was perfect. There's still, elements of that game that I'd like to see improved. But want to give a huge shout out to Caleb Chason receiving his first career touchdown off of an interception yesterday. I wrote about this pre-game for Sports Illustrated. I said if he gets matched up with Dan Moore Jr., he's going to use that spin move to get after Cam Ward and get a pretty significant pressure on the quarterback, maybe even a sack. Comes up with a crucial one on 3rd down, and then of course recovering the forced fumble for the touchdown. So if they keep getting contributions from those guys, it's going to be big. And up front, they continue to do a great job against the run, and Karius Tonga has been a huge part of that. I want to give Christian Barmore and Milton Williams an awful lot of credit for the pressure they put on the passer, which allows them to control the run. The Patriots, they've got some work to do, but they've got the right structure in place for the type of aggressive upfield defense that they want to continue to play.
Mike Debate, before we get you out of here, what have you got cooking on Sports Illustrated, SI.com right now?
Always a lot cooking, a lot of Drake May talk going on SI.com, not just by myself, but for all of the great writers that we have over on New England Patriots on SI. You can catch from me. I'll have my weekly grades and also my weekly snap count analysis. So if you're looking for a deeper dive into this game within the next 24 hours, you'll have all you can handle over at SI.com/NFL/Patriots.
We're going to start calling him Monday Mike Debate as he joins us to break down these Patriots wins. All of a sudden. Mike, appreciate you taking the time as always.
Always my pleasure, my friend. Thank you. Can't wait to do it again next week.
Me neither. There he goes. Mike Debate of Sports Illustrated covering the Patriots. Let us know what you guys think. What is your concern for the Patriots right now? But also, where are the good vibes, man? Why are you so excited about this Patriots team going forward, not just this season, but beyond? Let me know in the comment section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and it helps me keep my job and helps us on the path towards 5,000 subscribers. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. We are not going anywhere here on the Wicked Boston Show. We will continue next to talk about the Bruins because they have quite an interesting matchup tomorrow with the Florida Panthers and a guy whose number will soon be in the rafters at TD Garden, returning to his old home. How will the Bruins fans react to Brad Marchand being back? And is this team halfway in the tank already? We'll go over all that and more coming up on the Wicked Boston Show. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scorer to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CAMSHOW. That's code CAMSHOW to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
whypersonalloans.com. Request a loan anytime. Our partners can offer loans up to $35,000 with varying rates and terms. Review your loan offer with no obligation and decide what works for you. Visit personalloans.com today.
Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
I am obsessed with helping business owners increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. It's this amazing platform where people are looking for ideas, inspiration. They have a problem and they're actively looking for a solution.
Bubble wasn't here. I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Back here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. Newly branded, same great content. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio is right here on the Rogue Media Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeping us on the air 5 days a week, live on YouTube, noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well, talking nothing but Boston sports. And we switched to hockey here, okay? Because whereas the Patriots are going in the right direction, the Patriots have won 4 in a row. The Bruins have lost 4 in a row. Dismal road trip out west where they lose to Vegas, Colorado, and Utah in succession. And they are starting to look like the team we thought they were going to be. And that is a bad hockey team. A team that is going to be in the running for Gavin McKenna at number 1 overall in the NHL draft lottery next year. And I said before this season, like, look, I'm always going to like it when the Bruins win, right? I'm a Bruins fan. I think we're all in this boat. But when you look at the full body of work before this season and say, hey, you know, what's the best thing for the Bruins to do here? Is it going to be to try to put all the eggs in the basket of making the playoffs and maybe winning a game? Because not a round, but a game in the playoffs? Or do you just recognize that you were a 15th place team in the Eastern Conference last year? You didn't get any better, and that you probably just are what you are. Let it be for a year and see if you can get this generational prospect in the draft. I know which way I would have gone, but I'm not going to root for them to lose night in, night out. I'll just be happy if they lose more than they win at the end of the season, depending on the draft pick they get. But it's 4 in a row. They are now under 500. They're 3-4-0 to start the season. They've allowed 17 goals in their last 4 games, all losses, of course. And their second line center, who they were banking on a big year from, is a healthy scratch last night. Casey Middlestat. Healthy scratch. Second line center. Elias Lindholm, still not producing. That's a guy you need a big bounce back year from. And what gives me the most concern about this Bruins team is the fact that Jeremy Swayman has been good to start the season. You know, you needed a big bounce back year from him. Both Swayman and Korpisalo have been good. Okay? Swayman's GAA is still under 3 at 2.76, which for this team, because he's got a 917 save percentage. You know, he has not been the problem early on. Korpisalo's save percentage is worse than I think what we've seen from him in these games. Is 865, which is brutal. But these goaltenders have not been the problem. So, like, if you gave me a full season of Jeremy Swayman at a 920 and a 2.5 goals against average, which is what he's close to right now, then you'll say, man, what a bounce back year from him. But if the Bruins are going to continue to play like this, they're still going to suck. That's what sticks out to me. Everyone thought you get Hampus Lindholm back in the lineup, you get Charlie McAvoy back in the lineup, and Jeremy Swayman bounces back. You're fine. You're fine. Well, guess what? Charlie McAvoy's been in the lineup, and he has sucked. He's been one of their worst players. But I'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here. He missed the last 30 games last season. He's getting back into things. Jeremy Swayman's been in the lineup. He's been good. Hampus Lindholm has been in and out of the lineup, which was another concern I had going into the season that a lot of Bruins fans just didn't think would be a problem. That this guy on the wrong side of 30 just shattered his kneecap last year and that he'll just be back and be fine. He won't get hurt again. Except that he does get hurt every year. He usually plays through it, but he gets hurt all the time. So with all of those things going somewhat right here, David Pastrnak still being very good, and you're getting contributions from some of your bottom 6 guys. 4 of the 5 goals against Vegas the other night were from bottom 6 guys. Like, you do that over a week, and you should feel good about it, but they're still not winning. And I get it. Colorado and Vegas are good teams. Tampa, that's the only game they've won in regulation, was against you. And Utah has not looked good this year. And that was a well-played hockey game, and they beat you in regulation. You're not even getting loser points here. So, yeah, it does very much look like a Gavin McKenna team, a miserable for McKenna team. Because you look at those guys that you're expecting bounce-back years from, and you're getting good enough production for most of them, and it's still not working. Or how about Fraser Mitten, man? This is going to sound harsh, but you got to stick with me here. Fraser Mitten, I thought, was going to be a nice breakout player for the Bruins this year and made the team out of camp 3C right away. And so far this year, he's got 1 point on an overtime winning goal. 1 point, 7 games. He's a -3 for your matchup line, your defensive line. He's in there because he's a good defensive center. Now, the kid's 21, so don't take this as, oh my gosh, this kid's a bust. I'm sick of this kid. But what I'm saying is you needed a lot to go right in order for this to be a good team. And a good amount of it is going right. But, like, this is what's going to happen with Fraser Minten. He's 21 years old. Like, he's not just going to have a 45-point season. You know, he's not going to become Patrice Bergeron like that. Charlie McAvoy is not going to look like the defenseman he was 3 years ago, a week into this season after he's missed 32 games. You know, like, you didn't really improve your decor from the beginning part of last year, which it still sucked. You know, the last part of the year, you say, oh, well, we didn't have McAvoy. Well, it sucked before that. But thank God you re-signed Henry Jokiharju, who's the worst player on this team. I mean, just gives you absolutely nothing. Elias Lindholm, I had him in a parlay last night to hit 2 shots on goal. He couldn't do that. Tanner Jeannot had 4 shots on goal. Elias Lindholm can't get 2. There's still a huge problem with this 5-on-5 offense that has not been figured out at all. And as much as everyone said going into the season, oh, you got McAvoy back, you got Lindholm back, you're going to have a bounce back year from Swayman, I kept saying, who is going to score the effing goals? Who's going to score? Pasternak's going to score. But who outside of Pastrnak is going to score 20 goals? I don't know if there's a guy on this roster that you say, yeah, that guy's going to score 20. Not even Morgan Geekie, who scored 30 last year on a 22% shooting percentage. Luck's not really going his way right now. He had a slow start to last year, too. Maybe that's the case. But I have no guarantee of anyone else on this team scoring 20 goals. David Pastrnak will score 40 if he's healthy. He will score 40. I don't know if anyone else will score 20. And that's where the Bruins are. They're one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to their roster and their 5-on-5 offense. And that's what's going to play out over 82 games during the regular season. Have they been tougher to play against this year? I think so. So take that for whatever it's worth. You know, that Vegas game, they probably would have lost 6-1. You know, Colorado, they probably would have lost. Well, they lost 4-1. You know, Utah, the wheels could have fallen off that earlier in the game, but they didn't. It's a tougher team to play against, but it's not leading to wins. And that's where I think they'll be. They'll be plucky. They will be a bitch to play against at times. They'll be tough. They won't be out of a lot of games, but they're just not going to win a lot of games. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. So a week into the season, it was a pleasant surprise. 2 weeks into the season, we're starting to see what they really are. And again, I just don't know if it's a wise idea to go in on this team and make moves to improve this team for this year when you have a pretty good chance to get a high pick in a loaded draft. It's not just Gavin McKenna, but obviously he is the prize of the draft. But this is a loaded draft and you have a chance to get in on the ground floor, so to speak, if you just continue to play like this, which I think they will. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think the Bruins are a legit tank, Gavin McKenna kind of team? Let me know in the comment section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we're bringing you nothing but Boston sports news, Bruins content, Red Sox, Patriots, everything going on in the world of Boston sports is happening right here on the Wicked Boston Show with your host, Cam Stewart. That's me and Zach Burke, keeping us behind the glass 5 days a week, live on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts as well. Before we get out of here, because I'm running out of time here on the Wicked Boston Show, but before we get out of here, I do want to continue with the Bruins one more thing. I'm going to talk about it a lot on tomorrow's show. But tomorrow is a very interesting day in Bruins history. It's a very interesting day in the terms of the vibes of Bruins fans. Brad Marchand comes back to Boston as a member of the Florida Panthers. There'll be a tribute video for sure. And there will be a huge pop for Brad Marchand, because if they lose this game to Florida, who's just lost 4 games in a row, by the way, and have their 2 best forwards out for the near future, Kachuk's not coming back until January, and Barkov's not coming back till maybe the playoffs. So, like, that's a reeling Florida team. If they come into your house and beat your ass again when Brad Marchand comes back and he scores a couple of goals, I think that is going to open up the eyes of even more Bruins fans if they haven't been open already. Because they're still pissed at this organization. They're still pissed at Don Sweeney. They're still pissed at how far this has fallen, and they have to watch a franchise icon who is top 5 ever in scoring for the Boston Bruins win a Stanley Cup with the team they really kind of hate the most right now. And see him loving life in Florida. This team that you just hate. And so there will be a lot of not fan apathy, but fan piss-offery tomorrow night at the Garden. So I can't wait to preview this tomorrow. It's going to be a fun, emotional night, and it's going to highlight all the things that suck about the Bruins right now. So I can't wait to do that. Hope you join us tomorrow. That is live at high noon Eastern time. We also have an awesome, awesome guest planned for you because it is the 50th anniversary of Game 6 of the 1975 World Series, one of the great World Series ever played, one of the great, most memorable nights in Boston Red Sox history. We will have the guy who hit the most important home run in that game right here on the Wicked Boston Show tomorrow. You do not want to miss it. It's live at noon Eastern time on YouTube, and we're available afterwards wherever you get your podcasts as well. So we will take you down memory lane, and we will see you then tomorrow on the Wicked Boston Show.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit OpenGOAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.